everybody. Welcome to a very special Dad's Roundtable of Tiger Dads. I say Tiger Dad B.
Tiger Dad A.
Bo is Tiger Dad. I'm Jason Sklar. My twin brother, Randy Sklar, and comedy partner is here. He's not even a tiger. He's a tiger uncle. And we have another tiger dad from our midst, a rapidly rising friend in our lives. And his daughter is amazing. John Garland, thanks for being here. You're a listener to the show, friend of the show, and longtime listener, first-time caller. Long-time
Absolutely. Yeah, pleasure to be here.
Not only that, and this is what's so exciting about this, is that, you know, if you recognize John Garland, you may recognize him as a former professional baseball player, World Series champ with the White Sox.
2005?
Yeah. 2005 World Series.
Let's not age the poor guy.
Part of one of the greatest pitching rotations. I mean, you guys were a dominant pitching rotation. You were a pitcher. And so, and at some point we were trying to figure out if we ever threw out a first pitch to you. And I don't think we did. Right?
I wish we would have.
I wish we would have. Now I really wish we would have.
That would have been so fun.
But our daughters are becoming friends through golf, and we have gotten to go out and play together. We talk a lot, and we've spoken a lot about, like, how do we motivate our kids while also not pushing them too hard? And today we're going to get a little interesting, different perspective, right, Bo? Which is a professional athlete motivating an athlete.
We make all the mistakes.
We make all the mistakes.
Because we don't know any better.
But you're a guy who knows better, and I'm probably sure you also make mistakes. But you, like, what is first of all, we can backtrack a little bit and talk about your own path towards your professional career, and then how that weaves into how you're treating your daughter's path. So you started playing baseball when? What was your time?
Before I can remember.
Yeah.
At a young age. I don't know, 6, 7, probably before that.
6, 7.
Oh, come on.
That's dead. We killed it as old people.
We killed it. Wait, who got you into it? Was your dad? It was my mom.
Your mom's a ball player.
Yeah. I mean, I had older cousins that were playing at the Little League that I first started at.
Yeah.
And then it just ran from there.
Did you know right away, like, oh, okay, I have talent for this?
No, I definitely didn't. It's just something I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that was what, mid-'80s. No kids were stuck inside on the computer. No kids were.
Mm-hmm.
We were outside playing, whatever it may be. And then once it got dark, you're outside playing hide and seek, or you're doing whatever you can to just have a good time with your friends, right? But then as it continues, you know, you start hearing people like, "Oh, you're really good. You're really good. You're really good." And then you slide into high school, and now it's competitive in high school. Happen to be on some championship winning teams in high school, and it just kind of goes from there. But it never really set in like, oh, I could do this professionally, or I could do this as a career, or I can go and make pretty good money doing this. It's just something I enjoy doing. I like being out on the field competing.
That means it's inherent. It's inside of you. Like, that's, I think, what we hope our kids have inside of them. It's like, you can't put that there, though. You cannot put that in your kid.
You got to love it. You got to love it from the get-go. There's a certain bit of that drive that has to be within somebody for sure.
Do you see that in your daughter when she plays?
It's there. It's definitely in there. Part of me feels like I see a little more in my younger daughter, but she's also growing up with an older sibling.
Right.
My older daughter did not. So it's definitely there, and you can see it at times when you're on that drive home, and she didn't play so well, and she's kind of beating herself up a little bit, and it's like, hey, pull back a little bit. You know, we're still just 12. It's just we still want to just go out and have fun.
Right.
How old was your daughter when you got her started?
Well, see, I'm retired baseball. I had joined a country club, so she was going to the country club with me. I don't know, when she was 3, 4, 5. And we'd just go up and we'd watch. We'd go have some breakfast. We'd go have some lunch. We'd watch some people hit some balls on the range. And we were just around it. And then when she was old enough to actually sit there, hang out, relax, it was like, okay, let's grab some lunch or something, and I'm going to hit some balls. And then just brought out a little club for her. It was like, hey, there it is. Just swing at the ball, see if you can hit it. And then just grew from there.
And so the goal was just to have her around and then just have fun with you,
or did you immediately say, "Oh, she has coordination in that zone; she can hit that"?
Well, I mean, as an athletic dad, as soon as she could start walking, I'm like, "Oh, look at the coordination in this."
Right.
Look at the reach all over the place. But at a young age, I did realize she had very good body awareness, And we tried to put her in every sport to see what she liked.
Right. Baseball, she
And
plays also.
She still does play baseball, yes. And she was in soccer. I don't know if it was a camp or summer thing, whatever it may have been. And she was taking angles and she was trying to cut people off. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
she's got a little bit of awareness here, and she knows like where I need to be, not chase them down. Or I was like, okay, she gets it. She's starting to get some of this stuff. And then hitting the golf ball, I mean, it just kind of came naturally. She had a really nice swing, and she enjoys it.
So good. And when you feel that, there's probably a part of you that was like, okay, now we're building towards something, because you see the future. Like when my daughter started playing, and Randy knows because he'll sometimes come out with me and Noah, and just the joy of like, wait, this is something I love to do. And if she can dovetail in, I mean, it's really how you got into it too.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this. Like, I just got Emmy playing so I could play more. And I would say, like, ironic, like, I play way less because now I go to the range and I'm like, okay, she's like, videotape me. And like, hey, like, you know, I'm like checking the launch monitor and like looking at her carry numbers. And like, you know, we're playing with different shafts and her drivers. So I'm like, I'm there assisting. I don't even get to really play anymore.
You're building for the future, though, when you guys can go out and play. I mean, think of like every vacation you guys go on, like you guys can go off and play, and it's not you going away to play while your family is hanging out while you're gone for 6 hours. Like you can go with your daughters and be like, we're going to actually go spend time together for the next 4, 5, 6 hours.
It's the greatest thing ever. I mean, I was just talking to somebody who's like a guy that's getting his young daughters going, and I was like, dude, stick with it, because it's so much work. And I don't know if you guys experience this, like when they're 5, 6 and you're dragging them out and your friends are like, oh, you should be playing with us. Like, leave the kid at home. Like in those moments, it's hard.
It feels hard.
Right? It's hard. But if the payoff is at 10, 11, 12,
a
like, I don't know
lifetime.
about you, John, but like I've gone on like golf trips with Emmy now. Like we went to Bandon. We played 72 holes at Bandon Dunes.
It's amazing.
She's walking and she's, you know, like the girls can play, like they're playing, and like
They're
now,
keeping up and driving from the front tees and close to you on your drive, and you're like, okay.
And now those same friends who are complaining, and this is I think that's everybody, like put the work in early. To me, put the work in early to get them to love the game. And then the payoff is when they're older and you get 4 hours on a golf course with them. And going on, Randy, to your point, going on vacations and playing golf.
I mean, my kids, so I can speak to it from the other side. I have 2 daughters, and neither of them played. I mean, we kind of messed around a little bit, but it never caught on for them. And so anytime I want to go, I have to leave my family for like a period of time. And so a lot of times I don't bring my clubs on a trip. You know, I mean, when my wife's stepdad was alive, like he would play. And so if we went anywhere, I would go and spend time with him, and like we would go out and play. But you know, I've never really had a chance to like play. Like that's really, in watching Jay play with Noah and his son too, it's just fun. Like I love being out with them. It's time that I get to spend with them now that I'm an empty nester and my kids are gone.
If only you had a resource like Tiger Dads.
Yes, if only I did. Maybe I could have known. But to your point earlier, they have to possess that thing inside of them. That's the spark. They got to meet you in the middle a little bit,
with
right?
Anything, right? With anything in life, whatever path you choose, there's got to be a drive for it, right? You can't shove it into anybody.
No, I mean, because there's
your daughter.
They've got to be quiet moments when you're not saying anything to them and they're gravitating towards it. I remember my my wife's brother's son, my nephew, I just remember when he was little and we were in his house. They lived in Europe and we were like visiting them, and he had a piano, and like anytime there was like a moment, he would just go down to the piano and start playing. And I mean, it never really turned into anything massive, like where he was a concert pianist. But in those no one was like, hey man, you got to go practice your piano. Nobody told that to me. He just go down and start playing stuff. And in that moment, I'm like, oh, he loves this. He loves this internally. Like no one's
Or like your daughter with comedy.
Yeah. So I have a daughter who's at University of Michigan. She's in improv comedy. She's a film major there. And, you know, this is the business that we're in. And she'll call me up and we'll just like talk through all of her stuff. Like she'll say, I'm doing this pilot. We're writing this pilot in this pilot class, which is a episode of TV that doesn't exist. So like we've got to create these characters and I want to create this thing, and we'll just bounce it off of each other. And so
it's not a strained conversation, or she'll like give me, you know, she's shooting this movie. Her movie got selected to be shot at, you know, as one of the things, which is tremendously prestigious. They're going to shoot 30 minutes of it, and she has to reorganize the whole thing. She'll call me and say, okay, let's go through all the scenes.
But there was a period where you were like, maybe I push her out of.
Yeah, you didn't scare her out of that.
You know,
I mean,
he's like, comedy's hard.
I try to show her the way of, and you can explain this, like, you know, there are ups and downs of being, you know, not everybody made it to like a professional team. And you know, I'm sure you played a lot with guys who struggle in the minors for a long period of time, came up to the league, had a cup of coffee, and then went right back down because of maybe stuff even out of their control. There's a younger guy that the organization is, you know, it has nothing to do with how good you are. You're at the wrong organization at the wrong time, and then you go back down. So there's a million factors in the world of entertainment, and I try and tell her, look, this is very, very difficult. But also, she's talented. Like if she wanted to get into beekeeping, I always say, and I'm like, I don't know jack about beekeeping. I have no idea. But if that was like her passion, I would never be like, it's a really tough industry. It is really tough.
Beekeeping
like,
is a tough industry.
It is really hard out there for a beekeeper. But I'm like, I just would never discourage it. So I have to like almost remove myself from all the information that I know about this industry that we're in and say, and objectively say, you have talent. She is really talented. And there's maybe a pathway for her. It might not work, but you know, I have to always tell her like it might not work, but I don't want to crush her dreams.
So in that same way, do you have to kind of forget what you know a little bit and motivate?
That's what I was going to say. That's what I try and do. I try to remove myself because I realize the higher up you go, it's the sport kind of gets taken away from it and the business comes into play.
That's right.
And knowing that side, it kind of takes away from the fun. So that's why I just try and stay back as much as I can and say, hey, listen, just have fun. Just have a good time. Remember, you're just playing a game. You know, at some point you're going to win, some point you're going to lose. It's going to happen to everybody. So just have fun with it. Go out and compete. It's a little bit easier for me watching her when she plays baseball. She also plays baseball. I sit in the outfield. I just watch the game. And there's some things that irk me. I'm watching. I'm like, oh, man, what are you doing out there?
What are we doing?
You got to do this. You got to do that. But as far as golf, sometimes I got to catch myself.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like,
we don't
okay,
catch
hold on.
ourselves, by the way.
All right,
Just
so
let her figure it out. Let her find her way.
Jason and I've shared some fucking horror stories by myself. People who watch this probably like, this guy's the worst.
No, well, he's the best. He is the best golf dad I know, and
It's because you know like three of us.
Well, no. I know plenty, and the things I text him so I have a dumping place, which is texting him when I like have intense feelings on a course.
That's what we got for it. We got each
Right,
other
we
for
got a
it.
text chain that no one can see.
That's another thing you should get.
Right, get a
safe,
text,
trusted
safe
person.
text that you can dump some feelings. But what's the worst thing you've ever done on a golf course? Is that where you were heading?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you got her competing. Like,
Have you ever like lost it a little bit on the course?
I mean, I've gotten frustrated, and there's times her and I have gone back and forth. But I try and say that's the caddy golfer relationship. I'm not the dad in that moment. You know, there's something I'm trying to explain to her. You know, well, this is uphill. You might want to take a little more club. Well, there's wind coming at us that might add 5 to 10 yards. And, well, Dad doesn't know what he's talking about. So that ball goes long, that ball goes short. You know, well, you gave me the wrong club. Well, you pulled it, and you're the one that swings it. I don't swing that club for you.
Right.
That's right.
If you don't like it, then put it back in the bag and get something that you like.
That's right. Make your own choice.
So,
here.
I mean, we've gone back and forth in that way. I don't know if there's, you know, the worst thing that I've necessarily done. But that
like
would be...
do you have a moment you're like, oh man, I can't believe you
want
regret
that
it
back.
out there with her? Like you wanted like a do-over?
I'm sure if I sat here long enough and thought about it, I could probably think of something every time I've been out and around with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just like, oh, I gave her a bad read there, or I gave her a bad number, or I gave her the wrong club. She hits a bad shot or does something wrong, and then she thinks it's her fault. I'm like, well, no, listen, that was on me.
Right.
That one wasn't on you. That was on me.
Yeah.
And she's beating herself up, and I'm trying to explain to herself, like, no, you didn't do anything wrong there. Like, if I would have done this, you were just fine. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yours is born out of, and I don't know, Bo, if yours is this way too, but Jay's is more born out of he knows what his daughter is capable of and knows what she can do. And so if there's a moment where it's, for whatever reason, it's not happening, it's frustrating to be like, wait, why is this not happening? Is it a lack of focus? Is it getting down on yourself from the hole before?
Right.
But like whatever's happening now is not indicative of who this kid is as a player. And you know what she can do for 9 holes. You know what it's like, can she put it all together? And this is the moment where you guys have to remind yourselves, your kids are young. I mean, like,
And golf is hard.
Golf is hard, number
really
one.
hard.
It's one of the hardest sports ever to play. Like, there are a million reasons why in your backswing you take it on the wrong track and then you're going to slice it, or you chunk it behind, or whatever. Like, we play, so we know how difficult it is. But I don't know. I just think, like, that's where a lot of the frustration is born out here, where you're like, yeah, I know how good you are. Something's happening right now between your ears that is causing...
That I can't fix.
That's
like,
right.
there's that
'cause we're just
helplessness,
watching.
right?
Yeah, helplessness. All right. So in the spirit of like roundtable, I have a question. So I don't know if I'm the only crazy one. I want to ask you guys, like, I'm a little nuts where I'm like, okay, I look at the tournament field. I'm like sort of scouting, looking at the other girls' scores if we don't know them, like trying to figure out, like, okay, where should Emmy be in this field? And then even like when I'm caddying, like half the tournaments are caddy, half there aren't now, right? But like when I'm caddying, I'll look back after the round and be like, oh man, I really wish I'd given her the 8-iron. I wish I'd given her this break. And like I obsess over, like, I can't sleep at
Shot
night
by
sometimes.
shot. You'll go back through the
Yeah, no,
round.
I'll go like in my own head, like in bed that night. Like, I'm like, am I the only crazy one who does that?
No, I've done that, and I'll go back through all the holes, and I'll be like, you played like an 82 and you shot an 89. Like, I see where all the mistakes were, and how do we make that better for the next time? But really, it's just like, it's going to be what it is every time, but like, and it's going to she'll make different mistakes each round, you know? So it's not the same mistake over again, which to me is so frustrating, because you're like, oh, you drove great today, but then your irons weren't so great. And then the next round you drove okay, but your irons were on point. So I don't know how to, like, that's where I get frustrated. Like, how do I help you get to the next level? That's where
My
I get
biggest
frustrated.
frustration with her a lot of times is she's trying to hit a perfect shot. Every time she steps over a ball, she's trying to hit a perfect shot. She's trying to put it to 10 feet. She's trying to put it in the middle of the fairway. And it doesn't matter how many times I explain to her, it's a game of misses.
Yes.
There isn't one pro that's playing for the perfect shot on any tour. They're always playing, well, where's my best miss? Where's
Yeah.
my easiest up and down? Where's my best 2-putt? And she's constantly trying to hit that perfect shot.
That only comes around once in a great while.
And is usually a mistake.
Right. That's so
You're trying
true.
to put it out, on the right side of the pin, and you put it a foot next to it. You're like, I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
No.
Right.
What's the video you sent me? Please explain it, about how short, like if it's a short pin, you play behind. It's Scheffler's.
So this is anyone
a
who's
good tip.
watching. I'll put it in the comments too. Golf Digest. Luke Deneen's got this great series called The Game Plan, where he does like 15-minute YouTube videos with different strategies, and there's a whole episode about Scotty Scheffler and short side misses, and basically the analytics, or summarizing, is like, if you're short sided, it's like half stroke on the analytics, so you're losing half a stroke. So if you miss, if you're short sided missed like whatever, like 4 times around,
You're adding two.
you're adding two strokes, right?
yeah.
So we watch these videos with your kids, because like it. Luke does a great job of like diagramming, so the like really
pins
idiot
here.
high handicappers can understand.
Put it here. The pin's back there. Put it
But
in
yeah,
front
like
of it.
Scotty, like never goes after left pins because he hits a fade, and like he doesn't want to aim at a left pin and like be short-sided left. So he'll just like hit it. Everything is to the like front pin. He's a little long. Back pin. He's a little short. And he's got this. When you watch him, he's got 15, 20 footers over and over and over again. And then to your point, John, it's like sometimes I'll put it right on the pin, and he'll be like, he actually wasn't even aiming at that. That was he just missed it to that flag. But he's
Missed the club face just a little bit. And
Yeah.
came
Ended
up
up with a
5 yards
great
shorter
shot.
than
Yeah.
he wanted, and,
And
he's
then
got a
boom,
tap
you have
in.
it gets a nice bounce, it gets a nice roll. I mean, that's the other aspect of it too.
I mean, and in the sport that our kids are playing, in where they are, like pars are great. pars are incredible. If you can have a lot of pars in a round, you're in the hunt for
Boring
the
golf, man. Fairways and greens, pars,
A
tap
lot of
pars all
times
day.
those pars turn up to be, somewhat like birdies.
So that's right. So
When
you
other
got to
girls are
teach
making
your
big numbers or
yeah.
Okay, so let me go back to the question we asked John. I was like, I get crazy and obsessed over the details, like post round, during the round, pre round. Do you do that too, or does it like because you played a sport at a high level, like you don't worry about those details? Like how does
I do. I definitely do. Especially when it's getting there, warming up, taking the time to putt, taking time to figure out the speeds of the green. I do, but I try not to bring it up because somebody that did play professionally, I try and let her figure out as much as she can on her own.
How do you eat that? How in the world do you keep that from your child?
I mean, I like to think I do a pretty good job of it.
I'm sure you do. I watched you. I know you do. You do.
you seem really like calm and cool all the time.
Inside, not always.
Okay, it's good to know that it's like.
How are you as a pitcher? Would you like study who you were about to play and really understand their batting tendencies and where's their hot zone, where's their cold zone, and did you chart out exactly how you wanted to play?
Once getting to the big leagues, yes, because there's just obviously more video. You can go and you can watch all that. Minor leagues, not as much. Like you would hear rumblings of guys, what they like to do. Oh, this guy pulls heavy, or this guy's opposite field. In high school, no. I mean, you knew guys from the area, but you weren't necessarily scouting them. You didn't see their swings all the time.
Right.
Big leagues for sure. You can go watch a video, and like, well, this guy's got a blind spot right here. It's not up and in, but it's maybe belt.
Yeah.
I've been watching over and over, and he swings and misses there every time. It's just a blind spot.
So you did your research.
But I had to.
Yeah.
I had to stay
It's your
there.
job.
I wasn't throwing 100, and I didn't have a Nolan Ryan curveball, and I needed some help behind me. I needed a lot, So
Yeah.
But I try and stay as calm as I can with her. I try not to drill that in there because it's I don't know where I heard it or who it was. It was another athlete. You learn more when you go through it, right? And you're going to figure it out. I can tell you all day long how to do something, and not necessarily going to help you. You're not going to figure it out unless you do it. You go through it, you make the mistakes, and then you go from there.
Yeah, I guess you have to afterwards, though, have a little. Do you after rounds sit down and say, okay, what happened or how do we.
I usually just try to keep that to the drive home.
Yeah.
Like when we're home, we're home. Whatever she's going to do after that. But I usually just try and keep it to right after the round and on the drive home.
So you do the car round recap.
A little bit.
How do you approach it? Because I know you always hear not just golf, like all the sports, like the car ride home with the kids is like sometimes the worst, right? When parents are nitpicking. Like I know I have approach to it. How do you approach that car ride home?
Well, see, I take my little notes on my own card. I'm usually keeping score for everybody in the group, and I keep my own little notes. But I ask her what she felt about the round. This is the number we shot. The top 4 girls shot this. You were, 3 strokes off, 5 strokes off, 6 strokes off. Where do you think you could have picked up a stroke or two? And I'll let her stop and think about it and go, okay, well, on the first hole, I lost the ball out of bounds. I said, okay, there's a stroke.
Yeah.
On the third hole, I missed a 2-foot putt. Okay, there's another stroke. There's 2. Well, now we're in 4th place. Can you find any more out there? And I let her try and figure out
That's great.
where she could have picked up the shots or where she made the mistake. So, I chunked a chip on, this hole. I'm like, yeah, that was the 6th hole. We were in the fairway. Pretty good lie. She'd be like, oh, how'd you know that was the 6th hole? I'm like, well, these things stick with me. I wasn't the best at math and I wasn't the best at spelling in school. But there's certain things that stuck.
Yeah.
But I let her try and figure that out on her own.
It's great.
I'm just so happy to hear that I'm not the only one who like that shit sticks with.
No.
It's like
Look,
And it's always the bad ones that stick with anybody, right? That's when you learn the most.
So I don't know if I've shared this. So like this is how like Emmy and I approach it because I think when she was really little, I was way harder on her when she was like 8 than I am now. Like I think when you're first getting into it as a parent, like give yourself some grace, parents out there listening, because when you're first in it, like you're early in it still. So you're still like living and dying on every shot. But what Emmy and I have done is we get in the car and I always like to ask her, and I heard this somewhere. This is, I got this somewhere else. This is like, so I'm taking credit, but someone else told me this.
Take credit.
I always ask her what she did really well. And so she'll go through with the positives, right? So she's like, we understand, we have the recap figured out, but she's like, oh, I drove it really well. And then it's kind of the same thing. I'm like, okay, what do you feel like you need to work on? Not what you did. I don't say like, what did you do wrong? It's like, what do you feel like you need to work on?
Improve, yeah.
And like, so we just had a tournament this weekend, and first hole, smash drives to like 50 yards, wide open green. And both times she like duffed the little wedge and left him short, and then couldn't get up and down. And so she, Sunday on the way home, she's like, man, I did it Saturday, then I did it again on Sunday. I got to go work on those like 50, 60 yarders. She's like, I kept leaving them short. I was like, all right, great.
You didn't have to say it.
Then to your point, it's like becomes their like, they're telling you what they need to work on and recognizing.
It's like in baseball, you get a guy on base, you all of a sudden you think you have to be perfect. Well, I can't miss on my pitch. I can't let this guy score. You've already told yourself what's going to happen. You're going to miss with a pitch. This guy's going to score. And you never have to be perfect. And that's a lot of times when Gabriella leaves it short, or is when she's in the middle of the fairway, it's only 50 yards. It's like, okay, well, I got to hit a perfect shot here. I got a chance to score.
Right.
And you never have to hit a perfect shot. You never have to. If it happens, great. Ball might go in. But I think that's one thing that I want her to figure out. Is you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hit that perfect shot. You don't have to do the right thing to still score and to still, be at the top of the list.
What's the title of the Bob Rotella book that you gave me?
Golf is not a game of perfect. Yeah.
That you should read that book.
I mean, I also think like with your kids, the idea, and you've talked to me about Noah playing that, like saving par on both of those examples that you gave. So the ball is short. Really, it's not that you missed that shot because you can get so frustrated that you had like the setup was perfect, 50, 60 yards, drive it in. I understand that feeling. Like, okay, chip this one close enough that you can put it in. Like, forget about that and see what you can do. And so, save the par. Like, that is, okay, you hit it in the woods. Don't try and hit it the perfect shot through the trees, under the branch, because you're going to hit the tree and you're going to be still stuck in the woods. Hit it out and
save a bogey, save a par,
save a bar, save a bogey.
Plenty of times.
Our number one thing is no trouble to trouble. Like,
no trouble,
bogey's fine.
so
I always
good.
tell Emmy, like, bogey is fine. If you're in the woods, just get it back in the fairway, hit it on the green.
Get back on
Two
track.
Bogey is fine. Double is fine.
No, double is not fine.
No, it's fine because
You try and stay away from the big numbers.
But quads and three, snowmen and the other, like that's bad. That'll blow your round. But you can come back because one birdie on a par 5 and now that double is a bogey. And so like I know when you're playing at the rarefied air of trying to win these tournaments and whatnot, a double is not good. But it's not
Double's good for you, Randy.
Yeah, it is good for me. It is good for me. But at the same time, I'm trying to think about your kids, being like, because you don't want the mistake, as you were talking about when you're pitching, right? You don't want the mistake to turn into 3 runs, 4 runs, because I screwed up on that thing, and then you just start to
the downfall happens in a hurry.
That's right.
But you're right. Like as far as like those triples and quads, and as a young girl when she would do that, well then the tears would start to come.
That's right.
And then when that would happen, it's like, well, these next 3 holes
gonna
be
be
bad
tough
because we got tears in our eyes, and now we're upset. But something that completely doesn't really matter, right? We're still just out here playing a game.
It's hard to hit a good golf shot through tears.
It is. I've seen it a few times. She's gotten a lot better the last couple of years.
My tears are right
getting
under the
older and more
surface the whole
mature,
time.
but
Yeah. She is, but
understanding that, hey, a bad shot's a bad shot.
totally. And having like watched, having a son who came up, you have 2 daughters, you have 1 daughter, he has 2 daughters. Of all of us sitting here, I have the son, who I watched, who I sort of brought up through sports, and there were no tears through the whole thing. He just didn't cry throughout sports, even when things were frustrating. He would just
got the best like overall.
He's got
attitude.
a very calm overall attitude. At times I'd be like, I would like to see more fire. That was always my beef with him, because I'm like, if you took it up a notch and really made it personal, you could a couple times I would see it. So I'm like, if I see flashes of where you can take it, if you really, so it's a different ball game when you have a kid who all of us have girls. I think all of us have dealt with tears on the course a little bit.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
how
Oh,
do
yeah,
you get
Tide
out
Tier
of the
Sunday.
tier? How do you? This is a question I have for you. How do you deal with getting past tiers on the
Yeah,
course?
especially because it sounds like she's kind of a perfectionist, right? Like
I just try and focus on the breathing. Like we just go right to the breathing. Like, okay, let's calm down. Let's take a deep breath. Like, and then I try to remind her we're playing a game.
Yeah.
Like what you did, a professional golfer has done as a professional, not as a 12-year-old, as a professional. Like, so let's take it all in perspective. Couple breaths, and I try not to force like, okay, well let's get it back on this hole. Let's get it back on the next hole. Like, hey, this doesn't matter. This is just a game.
Yeah.
Like, let's just worry about our breathing, and try and come back and get within ourselves, and we'll go from there.
Do you think she will listen to you because you've played a sport on a professional level? Because that,
Or because you're her dad.
yeah, I'm saying like, how does she understand that and you've seen people who make a living playing a sport make mistakes that seem like enormous or comparable to what she just did in this tournament? Do you think she gives more weight to that because you've been there?
She definitely understands. I think she gives less.
Because you're her dad.
You know,
Yeah.
quick little story. I tried helping him on the baseball field one time. Now I don't coach. My wife actually coaches the team, but
She
I'm
was
there all the
softball
time.
Your wife played
Played softball. And
Like national.
I'm usually
team
out there just with my younger one while they're coaching. So we're out there watching. And I saw the kids doing something at first base. And I walked over. I said, give me 5 minutes. So I'm going to make this easier on you. You guys are making this harder on yourself than you need to. You're trying to force something that you don't need to worry about. And this might have been when they were 10. My daughter turned to me. She's like, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about. you were a pitcher.
You were a pitcher. She knows too much.
And
Keep it on the mound, Dad.
yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like. I was like, oh, okay, you're right. I don't understand baseball. I didn't play other other positions in high school.
Right.
You're right. You keep making it hard on yourself out here. I just walked away. But it's one of those things where it's like kids don't want to listen to their parents.
They don't want to.
Whatever it is.
That's
like,
mixed in.
That'd be like your daughter being like, you don't get improv, you do stand up.
Right.
You don't understand the world of improv.
But
do
then when
that
she
too.
does something and then she ends up coming over and she's like, well, what do you think about this? I said, well, what did you learn? You didn't
Yeah.
want to take the advice before. What did you learn out of that situation?
Right. That's
So
great.
hopefully it helps in the long run. But
I love it. I love it.
Well, I have another question.
yes.
I'm sorry.
No, hit us.
yeah.
Hit us. Hit
So
us.
were there any coaches that you had going up through your career, high school, college, pros, that you're like, I love the way this dude coached me, and I'm going to try and infuse at least some of those principles in the way I sort of coach my daughter?
well, in high school, it was my oldest cousin because he played. I watched him play in college. I watched him. I didn't get a chance to watch him. He played in the minor leagues for a little bit, and then he came back and coached me in high school. So just the family connection there and the trust that I already had with him,
right.
the information that he was giving to me, I know he wasn't steering me wrong. You know,
Yeah,
whereas
he had your best interest at heart.
then you get into the minor leagues and some of the stuff some of these coaches are telling you, you're like, well, are you telling me this to try and better your career? Like, you think if you put your stamp on me, you're going to maybe coach at the big leagues because, oh, well, look what he did with this guy and look what he did with that guy. And so it was a little bit tougher there. And they're coaching so many different people, so many different personalities, so many different backgrounds in general.
Yeah.
But then my pitching coach of the White Sox, Don Cooper, he knew how to get the best out of me. He saw me in the minor leagues, and then he was a coach in the big leagues when I was there. And he knew how to get the best out of
How?
me.
What was
was he a
his
tough
approach?
guy, a loving
Yeah.
dude? What was his?
He's a New Yorker. I'd say he was a little more tougher than a nice guy, but the relationship was really good because I've known him since I was, I don't know, maybe 18. I got
Yeah.
traded to the White Sox. He was a minor league guy. I was there when I was 18. And then through the big leagues until I was, when I get traded, until I was 27, somewhere in there. So he knew me personally.
Yeah.
He'd been around me enough
Right.
to know, like, I need to leave John alone right now. Just
Right.
go
Right.
figure it out. Don't say anything to him. Or he knew, like, if I go say this to John right now, I might upset him a little bit. I might light a little fire under him without him knowing what I'm trying to do.
Right.
And then that would kind of kick it in gear.
It's so true. Okay, that's a great point that I want to double tap on in this moment, which is half of teaching your kids and connecting with your kids is understanding who your kid is. Taking the time to know what your kid responds to, because your kid is not you. As much as your daughter came from you and your wife, your kid is not you. They are different. And your two kids are different. You think about your two kids. My two kids are different. Things I could say to my son, I could never say to my daughter. And things I say to her, I would never think to say to him. But you have to take, I guess, a lot of time and study your kid as to like what would they would respond to, right?
Yeah, how to get them to respond. So, okay, let me ask you, do you coach, Gabrielle, or do you do you outsource the coaching? Like,
No, there's an outsourced coach. I mean, I try to help as much as I can when we're on the range, but I try not to interfere with whatever she's learning from her coach.
Right.
So when we're on the range and she's asking me a question, I first go to, well, what are you working on with your coach?
Smart.
Are you guys working on this? Are you working on that? Are you doing something that doesn't matter right now? So I try to stay out of the way of that, because I don't technically know the golf swing. I don't know, the necessarily right moves. Now, athletically, I kind of get it, and that's always what I try to get her back to. When she's trying to get too technical, just be an athlete, just make a swing. Just let the ball get in the path, like those certain things. And when I see her on the range diving too deep technically, I pull her back. I say, stop thinking. You're thinking way too much. Stop thinking. Just hit the ball.
Yeah.
Just take a swing and hit the ball.
Because she has a great swing.
Don't worry about anything else except for that.
Yeah.
I'll do that sometimes, because Emmy gets still technical sometimes. Because she and her coach have been working on real technical stuff now, because they're at that age.
Yep.
And I'll see her at the range and I'll be like, just look at the target and hit it.
Yep.
Do you guys, all three of you, ever go to the coach and say, hey, this is what's happening? Like, she's getting like so bogged down in all the technical stuff, it gets in her head a little bit. Is there any way to simplify it to three things that she remembers when she's swinging?
Or a feel?
Well, what I'll do, because again, I'm a decent player, but I'm not qualified. I mean, I can see something's wrong, but I can't always diagnose. So I'll take a little video or a picture and I'll send it to her coach and be like, something's off. I can't figure it out.
Help me help her.
What
can I say to her?
Literally just show her
what he said.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he gives
rather
a video
than me
back to
trying
you.
to translate.
Do you watch the lessons with the coach? Are you there for some of
For
those?
some, I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, not all of them. Like, she's there now, actually, her coach, mom. Same thing going back to it and her figuring it out. When she asked me a question, I said, well, you take this to your coach. Take this exact question to your coach.
Right. It's a great question.
Or, this isn't working for me. That's not working for me. Okay, that's what you need to tell your coach. Like, I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing that. That's the feedback your coach needs, not me. Like, I'm not the one to bring that to, because, like we said, technically,
I can't help
she can ask me a question. I'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Sometimes I think I know, and I'm definitely doing it.
I never think I know, and I never know. I've never. What's the thing we said?
I've never not known more.
I've never not known more.
I'll tell you what, though, I have a little better chance with the golf swing in that than the school questions in the kitchen. Dad, could you come help me out with this math word problem?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, no. She does.
No.
I mean,
What do you mean, Dad?
hit a
Didn't you
certain
take
point.
math in school?
Yeah,
Yep,
nope.
I
Once
did.
you hit a certain
All the
point,
way through high school, too.
Oh, I'm above my pay grade in math, and she's in 6th grade at this point. I'm a comic. I don't know.
We don't ever use math.
we got a calculator for that, right?
All right, so I'm heading us towards the home stretch here, and I'm going to ask you, from in your heart of hearts, what you want your daughter to get out of this golf game and where you'd like to see it go from her, and then how do you temper expectations?
See, I think that's where I differ, because I played professionally. Right. Like, I want her to get out of it what she wants to get out of it. If she came to me tomorrow and was like, I don't want to play golf anymore, I'd be like, okay, what are we going to do?
Right.
Because we're not just going to sit and be static at home and be on the computer and be watching YouTube and be, we're going to do something.
Right.
What do you want to do? Well, maybe art or maybe this. Okay, well, we'll dive into that. So that's where I think I differ from a lot of people. A lot of people are like, well, I want him to get a college scholarship and I want him to go pro and I want him to, I want her to find her own path and go her own way, really.
But if it happens to be that, you're not going to discourage
No, I think that's
not at all.
I think that's super healthy and a good reminder. Because again, I got Emmy playing just so I could play more, and then we've had so much fun in this golf journey. But at the same time, now as it's getting closer,
as you
now
get
I'm
up
like,
higher
I'm
levels.
like, maybe this is this will make it easier to get into a school. Like I definitely don't want her to be a pro, you know, but it's like, I always say, like, I love what you're saying, that I just want her to be happy and like find something that she's excited about and do something.
And also let them know that this could be a path through school.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
This can get you into any school in the country, or
Yeah.
well, what if I don't want to do that, Dad? Then you
then
don't have to do that.
You
You're
don't
going to have to get into a school a different way, but this is a pathway. This is something you can do to get there.
This is where the internal drive of like, you have to want it when no one's telling you, like you have to want to go be the one to be like, your kids say, Dad, let's go out to the range or let's go play a round of golf, that it's coming from them and not coming from you guys telling. My youngest daughter did competitive gymnastics for like a long time. And then we're at this gym and you're seeing like these kids that are 3, 4, 5 levels ahead of her, and they stopped going to school. They would be homeschooled and they would just come to the gym and work out all day. First of all, a lot of those kids got injured because gymnastics is like a ridiculously difficult and hard on your body. And if you're doing stuff on a balance beam, like you're going to break something. Like it just happens to everybody. And that messes you up for later and messes your back. I mean, you have surgeries and all this other stuff. But the other thing about it is like, I was like, why would you not want to go to school? Like, to me, part of growing up and living, you guys have to all balance this because your kids are good. You know, as you go up in the thing, you have to say, is it worth it to pull this kid out of school is it worth it for them to not have these experiences of growing up and becoming a complete human being in order to, you're constantly weighing, I know you are, but you're constantly weighing those two things out, saying like what is important. And that's where you guys have to match that with the
My big thing is I don't want to drive her away from anything.
Right.
You know, I don't want to force this upon her and her just get a little disdain for it and be like, well, I don't want to do it because this is all my dad wants, or like, I want you to do it because it's what you want to do. And I see it a lot in baseball just because when I was still playing, I would go and work out with the old catcher from high school. And he had a young kid, and he was doing Little League and doing the whole bit. And I would show up early, and I would throw with him, Dad, and then I would kind of watch. And there's so many times you see some of these dads and coaches that are just pushing so hard at a young age, and you push your own kid away from it. You know, it's like, hey, listen, it's just a game. Mm-hmm. Go out and have fun, because you do understand that business side of it that can push a lot of people away.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing that we all think at times, maybe this is like our like little God complex where we're like, we can manipulate it. We can turn them into a champion. The truth is, like, not to go back to like Rasheed Wallace, but the ball don't lie at times, which is like, if the talent is there, without you pushing, it'll find the funnel and go into the like pathway that gets you to the highest level. If the talent is not there, you can push as hard as you want. It'll never squeeze into the right path, and it won't get there.
The score is the score.
The
right?
score is
it's
the
like
score.
I
can agonize over like, oh man, you had 5 3-putts on Saturday, you know, but like that's the score. You aren't your score as a person, but your score is your score.
But you're focused on the 4 missed 3 putts. But how about the like 20-footer that she rolled in? That like that's the thing you don't think of after the round. We're all focused on like what didn't happen or this stuff chip or this whatever. But like couple times the luck of the play that could have easily been a bogey and she pulled a par. She got a birdie or whatever it is. So like, I mean, there's all that too. I know I'm making
it balances out. It definitely balances out. Like you have great shots and bad shots, but you're right. The score is the score. This is how you played today.
And this is who your kid is. Like if the kid is like wakes up in the morning and thinks golf all day long and that's what I want to do, then as parents we like surfers, if the waves aren't there, you're not going to surf that day. Like you have to ride. We as parents, I feel like, have to ride the wave instead of like trying to go out there and make the water turn into a wave.
I agree with that.
It's interesting talking about like homeschooling and things like that. And again, to each their own, right? I'm not going to tell somebody like, of course, you shouldn't do it, right? If that works for you and your kid and your family, that's great. But it was interesting. We had USC's coach on, and I was looking at their program, and they're the number 2 program in the country. Basically, every girl they're recruiting is on the path to being a professional.
Yeah.
Right.
At this point,
Justin basically said that like the first or second question he asked is, do you want to be a pro? And if the answer is no, or I'm not sure, then like that's not the right program for you. Mm-hmm. But if you look at their roster, all those girls went to school. We had Jasmine Koo on here. She's like, I'd be crazy. They all went to high school, and they're all playing in college.
Which makes, in my opinion, if you're balancing all of that stuff, a more well-rounded kid. In my opinion.
Well, and if you are, it's funny because they say play other sports. Like your kid plays 2 sports, so Jim Harbaugh would famously say, like, I want a baseball player to be a defensive back because they know how to track the ball. Like if their back is to the ball and the pass is coming, the guy at Indiana last night, he's running as fast as he can, the DB, and he turns around and I bet that kid played outfield when he was a kid because he immediately looked up and tracked exactly where the ball is. So it does help. I'm sure the baseball stuff helps your daughter.
I say to all the parents on the baseball team, like, what do you think? I think we play too much baseball and you should go play other sports. They're like, why? I'm like, because we're playing way too much baseball. They're growing. Let them learn from other sports. Let them go and train other sports. Most of all, let them go have fun. Let them go have fun with their friends and
go to a sport where the pressure is
experience. So there's experiences that you need to learn. Take that next step. You can, as a parent, you can try and instill it in them. You can try and drive it in them. You can tell them as much as you want, but you got to go through it. You have to learn it on your own.
I have a question for you 3 because your kids are friends. Like the kids, they have a fun time when they're out playing together.
Totally.
Do you guys ever highlight to them, like, you guys, this is why golf rules, because your daughters are friends. Like, you make friends on the golf course. Like, that's the other side of golf that we all love is like, oh, let's go play for 4 hours and like hang out with your friends. Like, do you think your kids all get it?
Gabriella does, because when we're in a tournament, a lot of times she'll ask mom, hey, look it up. Who am I in a group with?
That's right.
And she wants to be in a group with these two.
Yeah.
She has more fun.
That's right.
She has more fun just talking to him, walking down the fairway and how's school, what's going on.
They talk for 4 hours. They have a whole conversation.
For 4 hours. It's great.
The pros we've had in all talk about how important it is to have relationships with the other players because when they're, at that level, now they're on the road with all these people, right? Mm-hmm. So, I've definitely instilled in Emmy, like early on, she talked about it, like how she hated that I would make her as an 8-year-old go introduce herself to other girls. But now when she get out there, she's kind of like, she knows everybody. Yeah. And like this Saturday, she was playing with her friend from Costa Rica, who's like one of her best friends. And like the two of them spent 4 hours just
goofing off
on the course. They were playing great. You know what I mean? They were totally goofing off. And she had a great time. It's like
totally. And the flip side of that is like on day 1 of this tournament, Noah was playing with why am I blanking on her name? She won the tournament.
One of the other girls.
Yeah, one of the other girls who we all know, and she had the best day. And then the next day, we realized she misscored her thing, or else she would have been up in that group. And she was stuck with a kid that she really didn't have a relationship with, a younger kid that she was kind of like, that's going to be 5 hours of me just with this kid who I don't talk to. I'm like, well, you'll talk to her and you get to know her. Afterwards, I was like, did you talk to her? Did you have a good time? She's like, yeah, she started talking to me. And I was like, that is what it is. And obviously we look ahead and we like to see who's in the tournaments and who's with us. And that is a motivating factor to getting them there. And it is the reason why when we went and played with you, like that was the most fun. It was
Randy's point. It takes your mind off the golf.
Right. Mm-hmm. Takes the pressure down a little bit.
It's not constantly thinking about it, not talking to anybody else and walking down the fairway and thinking about your next shot or what you just did. It takes your mind away from that for that split second, and it's okay. Well, I hit a bad shot, or I hit a good shot. Oh, what'd you do this weekend?
Yes,
I don't even know what they're talking about out there.
No, but they're talking.
They're talking. Yeah.
I do. When I see like baseball players having fun in the dugout, like spitting seeds and just messing with dudes and stuff, I'm like, this. You have to do that. It's a long season. It's like, are the pitchers in the bullpen are like having fun with each other? I'm like that. Probably makes the game better.
Yep.
Well, we talked about this in another pod, how important the friend aspect is, but then also post round, that like the hang, especially after bad rounds.
Yes.
Like when Emmy's really down on herself, we always try to make sure we do a little hang afterwards, whether we just go get a late dinner with everybody or whatever, even if they just mess around.
Or even after the first 2 day when all of our kids were sitting in a circle eating the Halloween candy, whatever it was, just talking, having fun with each other.
Out.
It's like it washes away sort of what just happened, and you're like, oh, these are friends. I love it. And I'm just going to say this, not that I'm heading into the wrap up, but I kind of am.
Wrap it up.
I love our friendship. I love that we've gotten to know each other. Obviously, this friendship is super important to me. Whatever.
It's actually how it started. I thought I did catch a first pitch from you.
Right.
Because as a starting pitcher, there was usually one person on a team that would kind of do it most. But if they were pitching, it's like, can anybody do this? So I would try and do it a lot. And that's how I approached you.
Yeah, you're like,
I thought I'd caught a first pitch because I'd seen you do it a lot.
Yeah, we did a bunch.
And I
did a
asked,
bunch, and I'm sure he's told you. And the Robin Ventura story of like being at the, oh my God, we'll tell this story another time. But like it was just crazy that we were in Chicago and we were doing.
You can tell the story.
We were at Second City, and this is crazy. We were at Second City, and we were
doing at the Comedy Club
above Second City, and they asked us to improvise with them late night when we didn't have a show on Thursday night, which is like a tremendous honor for the main stage people to ask the comics from upstairs.
We're never going to host Saturday Night Live. This is us hosting Saturday Night Live.
So we did
Second
it
City.
and improvised with, like, we did the monologues and improvised with them, and it was so good. And afterwards, Gordon Beckham and Robin Ventura come backstage with their wives, and this Chicago and this prime Ventura, and he was so great, and we had the best time in talking to them. And then a week later, we're out in L.A., and our buddy Stan Brooks, who is a longtime Dodgers fan. I mean, his dad bought tickets when the Dodgers moved from Brooklyn to L.A., so he remembers seeing Sandy Koufax pitch. He's a little older than us, and he had great seats, like 19 rows back behind home plate, just on the first base side, which is the visitor's side for the Dodgers. So we don't even know who's at the game. You guys want to go to the game? I have extra tickets for tonight's game. We're like, sure, not even knowing who it is. If it's not the Cardinals, we're like, we'll just go and whatever. So we go, and it's the White Sox. This is like a week after we were there, and we're like, oh my God, we got to get Ventura's attention. We were just hanging with him. So like the whole time we look like such idiots. We're standing up. We're like, Robin Ventura. All the Dodgers fans are like, what are these idiots? We're like, shut up. Robin. Canerco comes out. And by the way, he is, we find out, the biggest Cheap Seats fan ever, our show on ESPN. He loved it so much.
And he's like, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, get Robin.
Like, we don't even care. We're like, get Robin. Robin comes out, he sees us, and he's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, come down. Come down. He's like, come on down. So we come down, and he's like, okay, after the game, come down here, and I'll take you guys down underneath. Which Stan Brooks is like lifelong Dodgers fan.
Never been in the dugout of the visitor dugout. Never been under the stadium.
Never been under the stadium ever. So White Sox win 4-1, which was great. They're in a great mood. We come down, and he takes us downstairs, and Stan is like losing his mind. We go downstairs underneath the dugout, and we're like just walking through the visitors' dugout, which I don't know if you've ever been to at Dodger Stadium, like the visitors' locker room or whatever. You feel like you're in a boiler room. It's like a piece of garbage. It's terrible. I'm sure the Dodgers like so nice locker room, but you're like walking by heaters, and there's just exposed
It's like that
pipes.
scene from Spinal Tap. Like, hello
Cleveland.
We
don't know where they are, right? So we go into this office. So it's got no artwork on the wall. It's like a shitty desk, and
Ventura cracks a beer. He's like, you guys want beer? We're like, yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to apologize for Canerco. He's going to come in here and fanboy out on you. And like, by the way, they just start cursing. Like, like a baseball, it's just
a million F-bombs.
Just like, they just start cursing. And so much so that like we start cursing all the time. Like, it's not our way, but like, we're just like, F this and F that. We're having so much fun with him, drinking a beer. Canerco comes in, and we're like, and he's losing his mind. And so Robin's like, do you guys want a baseballs? And we're like, would you guys sign it for us? Sure. They both signed baseballs. Sign the baseball, and I'm like, it just was the greatest. We didn't expect this to happen.
It was awesome.
And I'm walking out, and I parked in Elysian Park. So I parked outside of the parking lot. So I'm walking back to my car, and I'm walking back, and this like really good looking younger couple is like, hey, do you know where we get an Uber, where we can get an Uber around here? And
not in this park.
I was like, not in this park. You can't do it. You probably can't. And I'm like, where are you guys going? They're like, we're going to Silver Lake. I'm like, I live in Silver Lake. I was in such a good mood. I'm like, I'll drive you there. Dumbest thing ever. If my kids ever do this, I will kill you. Like, don't do this. I'll kill you before they kill you, okay? And so I just pick up these two people and drive them. I'm in such a good mood, and I'm telling them the whole story. And I was like, I just met Rob Ventura, and I just
just your luck. I'm an Uber driver.
And they're thinking this guy's gonna kill us.
It's like, do you have snacks?
They're thinking I'm going to kill him. I'm like, nobody's going to kill anybody. I drive them. I drop them off, right? I go back home. I tell the whole story to my wife. And I'm like,
You're in like a fever dream.
Right. It's just, I'm in a different place. And I go to like look for the ball like the next day in the car, and it's not there. And I'm like, these people stole my ball. So the narrative in my brain was like,
he called me up and he's like,
don't ever do anything nice for anybody.
You can't do anything nice for anyone.
They'll take your stuff.
You can't trust anyone in this universe. The world is a bad place. People are inherently bad.
Like,
they are
they will
not good.
take nice things from you in these
And
moments.
they were going to murder you until they saw the signed ball. They're like,
then
Robin
we'll
Ventura.
Take this instead, Robin
So
Ventura.
this is, and I think I told this story, like, these sons of bitches took my ball, and I was going nuts like the entire time. So then, like, 8 years later, we're moving this, like, we're moving a dresser out of our room and putting a different dresser in, and we're moving on, cleaning everything out of the drawers. I pull out the drawer, I go through all my stuff, and there in the back of the drawer is the ball. I just forgot, and I put it in the dresser. So my narrative of this thing had to completely change. I'm like, oh, they're nice. Everybody's nice. People are nice. Everybody's good.
that's the
Meanwhile,
takeaway.
they're in the back of the car texting each other so they don't have to talk, so you can't hear them.
I know.
What's this guy gonna do?
This guy's crazy.
I can't believe the guy from Chiefsies is going to murder us.
I know.
He should have gone right there. Why did he go right?
So that's a great takeaway for this episode. People are inherently good.
Yes.
You are inherently good. Your daughter's an amazing kid. I'm so glad you're in our lives. I hope people who listened today got some good information.
John, I love your attitude about things and
I
your
agree.
approach to it. I think it's really healthy for people to take away. You know, that like someone like you who's played sports at the highest level can be so relaxed, understanding, and like, hey, this has got to be my daughter's thing. I just want her to love it and like not to agonize over the details.
When you've, like I said, when you've seen that business side and a lot of that fun gets stripped away from the actual game that you're playing, that's all it comes down to.
You want to keep the fun in as long as you
Play the
can.
game, have fun.
Play fun in the game.
Keep it fun.
There it is. All right. Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about us. We make the mistakes. You don't have to. Thank you, Randy.
Thanks for
Thank you,
letting
John
me.
Garland. Thank
Thanks
you,
for having
Bo.
me.
We'll see you next time on Tiger Dads.
Straight down the middle. It went straight down the middle.